friends, it's your writing coach, John Claude Bemis, here to help you with generating amazing ideas for stories. With the 2020 global pandemic having a big impact on all of our lives and forcing so many of us into lockdown mode, I want to look at how writing can get us through stressful times. But first, let me tell you a story about another global catastrophe that happened over 200 years ago. In 1816, a group of writers and poets, including Lord Byron, Percy Shelley, and his future wife Mary Shelley, were all stuck in a house in Switzerland together. 1816 is famously called the year without a summer. It was a devastating time in human history, not because of a global pandemic, but because of a global weather disaster. A volcano had erupted in Indonesia that was so massive, it filled the atmosphere with ash. It created catastrophic weather conditions. Temperatures were the coldest they'd been in centuries. It rained constantly. Crops failed. People starved. While this group of writers weren't suffering on that level, they were stuck indoors for months because of the nonstop rain. Sitting around the fire that summer, Lord Byron suggested they entertain themselves by each writing a ghost story. For most of them, it was just a way to pass the time. But for Mary Shelley, it was when she wrote her masterpiece, a horror classic that I'm sure you've heard of, Frankenstein. If they hadn't been stuck indoors, bored and desperate for entertainment, Frankenstein would never have been written. Maybe this pandemic is your opportunity to write your masterpiece. Do you have that story you put aside a while ago? Pull it back out, dust it off, start working on it again. Do you have that idea you've been dying to turn into a book? What are you waiting for? Now's your chance. I've heard from so many fellow authors who are using this time of being stuck at home to focus intently on new stories. Writing and being creative has been a source of joy and comfort and even entertainment during this time when ordinary life feels on hold. But maybe you're not the type who wants to write about fictional characters. There are so many other ways writing can bring you joy, comfort, and entertainment. Write songs, write poetry, write about daily life, write about your life. It can be in a journal or a diary you want to keep secret, or it could be a memoir where you want to share your personal story with the world. Or take up a notebook where every day you just jot down ideas, insights, things you're pondering, write down recipes or quotes, or keep lists. Lists can be easy and fun. They can be lists of birds and wildlife you see in your backyard, or a list of out-of-the-ordinary things that happen every day, or lists of activities you'd like to do, plans, future adventures, goals, dreams. Of course, the dreams could be aspirations you have, or they could be your actual dreams. Many of us are sleeping later. People are reporting how unusual their dreams have been during this time. Write them down in a dream journal. Or what about starting a gratitude journal? By writing down the things you are grateful for in your life, it can help you focus on what's positive rather than what's causing you anxiety. It can shift your thinking from worries about what may or may not happen in the future to appreciating the here and now. It can help you be present and mindful of the moment. It can be something to share with your family as a blessing at your evening meal. Still don't know what you want to write about? Write about that. Just start typing or moving the pen to express, what do I want to write about? Keep writing. Whatever pops in your head, get it down. Even if you have to keep writing over and over, I don't know what to write about. I don't know what to write about. If you keep writing that, the ideas will come. Trust me, as a classroom teacher, I use this approach often with my students. Once you break through the barrier of the first sentence, the first page, you gain momentum. The words start flowing. I want to tell you about some amazing writers that I know. One of my favorite places is up in the Appalachian Mountains, Allegheny County, North Carolina. No interstate runs through it. They don't have a single movie theater. But they're surrounded by natural beauty and rich cultural resources. This is a community that loves writing. I know. I've spent a lot of time working in their schools, thanks to a community group called Allegheny Writers, who brought me in. In the first week of April, after North Carolina issued stay-at-home orders, Allegheny Writers began distributing notebooks to start a community writing project. They're encouraging their residents, young and old, to document daily life, to preserve for history, as well as to find therapeutic benefit. They understand the importance of writing through this pandemic to help turn this uncertain time into something positive and personally transformative. The community of Allegheny County is focusing on transitions as the theme to their writing. I love this. We're all transitioning to a new way of daily life. But the truth is, every day, no matter what's going on, is a transition to something new. Life is full of change. Nothing stays the same forever. And I imagine their writing on this topic will bring so much collective wisdom and individual insights. Think of how often many of us have taken up journaling in moments of personal crisis to help organize our thoughts and feelings, to release emotions, to put things in healthy perspective. When we try to hold too many thoughts in our heads, we can get jumbled, frustrated, overwhelmed. But when we put our thoughts and feelings into words, things start to make more sense. We get insights and clarity. Writing can help. Doesn't matter if you're keeping a diary or writing wildly imaginative fiction. The act of preserving our stories has been a cornerstone of human history. It has gotten us through tough times before. It's elevated our lives. It will, again and again. So here's what I want you to do. Write. Start a notebook, journal, or diary. Start a story. Just write through this pandemic and keep writing. What you create will live long after you. It can touch lives. It can shape our future. I hope this video has given you some new ideas for how to write through this pandemic and why it's so important. Thank you for joining me here today. I hope you'll share this video with other writers and creatives that you know. Leave me a message in the comments or on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm John Claude Bemis. Want to know more about how I support writers through manuscript critiques, writing workshops, school visits? Then check out my website, johnclaudebemis.com. Go dream what only you could dream and go write the story that only you could possibly write. I'll see you next time.